Hello everyone, my name is Ahmad Moyana. Today I will explain you about past continuous tense. But before we going any further, I will tell you first about the definition of past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is a tense form that is used to express that an action was taking place during a certain time in the past. This form indicates the action occurred before or began before, during, or was in progress during, and may continue after. Time or other action that occurred in the past. Okay, for next, I will tell you about the formula of the my camera okay. I will tell you about the formula of this past continuous tense. I will tell you about three simple formula about these tenses. The first formula is positive. The positive, we can use the formula as subject plus to be, it can be was or were, plus present participle plus ing. For example, in bahasa dia sedang tidur, we can translate it to English by he was sleeping. Another example is orang-orang sedang menunggu. For the English version is the people were waiting. Okay, next is the negative formula. Negative formula is starting with subject plus to be, it can be was or were, plus not, plus present participle, plus ing. For example, in bahasa is dia tidak sedang tidur. It can be translated as he wasn't sleeping. For another example, there is orang-orang tidak menunggu. In English, it's say the people weren't waiting. And the last formula is interrogative tense. It can be written as to be in the first of the sentence plus subject plus present participle plus ing. For example, in bahasa is apakah dia sedang tidur? It can be translated as was he sleeping? And the last is apakah orang-orang menunggu? It can be translated as were the people waiting? Okay, now I will explain you about the function of these past continuous tenses and some examples for each of them. The first function to indicate an action that is occurred during a certain moment in the past. For example, in bahasa saya sedang makan malam pada jam ini kemarin. Uh, for the English version is I was having dinner at this time yesterday. Another example was what was she doing at 7 a.m. this morning? In English is it's a apa yang sedang in bahasa it's say apa yang sedang dilakukan jam 7 pagi ini. In English it's say what was she doing at 7 a.m. this morning. For another example, for another function about the stances is to show about the stance is to show that there is an action of short duration or simple past tense that occurs when an action of long duration or past continuous tense is in a progress. For example, in bahasa is pintu diketuk ketika saya sedang baca buku. In English, it's say the door was knocked while I was reading a book. For another example is ibu saya sedang membersihkan karpet ketika saya tiba di rumah. In English, it's say my mother was cleaning the carpet when I got home. For another function about this tense is past continuous tense can be also a function to discuss something that happens repeatedly. And the example is was saya dulu berulang kali memeriksa sesuatu. And in English is was repeatedly checking things. I was repeatedly checking things. For another example, anak itu selalu menjerit keras-keras. In English, it's say the girl was always yelling out loud. And the last function about this tense is can also be used together with verbs that show change or growth, such as grow up, improve, go, and change. For example, his hair was going so thin. In bahasa, it's say rambutnya menjadi sangat tipis. For another example, hidup saya berubah dengan cepat. In English, with this tense, it can be say, my life was changing rapidly. My life was changing rapidly. So I guess that's all of the explanation about the past continuous tense. I hope it can help you to understand what it sentence means and function, the definition, and the example. I already have explained all of that. So thank you for your attention, and bye bye.